Fox News senior judicial analyst, Judge Napolitano. Good to see you, Judge.
Good to see you.
So can they do this legally? Can the mayors say to President Trump once he takes office?
Okay, so here's what the mayors are not doing. They are not hiding people from the feds. They are just refusing to provide data and information to the feds. And the Supreme Court has ruled the federal government cannot commandeer local police and make them work for them. So even though this will be frustrating to a President Trump, and he probably will have to find some way to sanction them financially.
That's what he's
Congress.
saying. He's promising to cancel all federal funding to them.
He can't do that unilaterally, but I'm sure with Republicans controlling both houses of the Congress, he could put into expenditures or block grants to cities. You must do the following things in order to qualify for the block grants. But it's a basic principle of constitutional law that the federal government cannot force the states or the towns and cities to work for it. So Mayor Emanuel, Mayor de Blasio, Mayor Garcetti are within their legal rights to do what they're doing.
But what's happened is sanctuary cities get carried out in a number of different ways. Like, for example, in Chicago, they originally just stopped all city agencies from inquiring about immigration status when they provide services. So it's like, don't ask, don't tell. We don't want to know.
Well,
and in other cities, they just refuse to cooperate when ICE issues a detainer on an individual. It's like, didn't happen, didn't see it.
That stuff can have unintended consequences that the locals are not going to want. The type of people that Donald Trump is talking about are not your average ma and pa. He's talking about someone who has been convicted.
Like Francisco Hernandez.
Correct. Convicted of a crime, gets out of jail and is now free, but is illegally present. Allowing that person to stay in Chicago is going to harm the citizens of Chicago.
So what are the federal government's rights? I mean, if Donald Trump tries to take away funding and he gets something passed that says your federal funding is done until you comply with the law, until you actually do inquire about immigration status or enforce the ICE detainers, I mean, it's a real show of will between the federal government and the states.
Well, look at how hard up the cities are for cash. The federal government's going to be dangling billions in front of them. They're probably going to cave on this because they're going to want the cash. And if they don't cave and don't get the cash, there'll be tremendous local political pressure on them to do so. But they are legally and constitutionally within their right to say to the federal government, we're not going to work for you.
Great to see you, Judge.
Thank you.